In today's episode, we're going to be talking about countertop seating. Questions we didn't even think to ask until we started shopping were, how high should they be? What should they be made out of? And what can I expect to pay? So join us as we talk about countertop seating. Hey, and welcome to the Pink Tool Girl Studio. My name is Sandy, and I will be your host each week for a show that details DIY, home improvement, and home decor projects where we can find out how to get the right tool for your project. So Hannah, in our Instagram page and Facebook page, I know that you have been fielding questions. What are some of the things that people are asking about the countertop series, or maybe something that is somewhat related to it?
Sure. So a lot of questions have actually been coming through on Facebook for Facebook Live, and a couple things that stood out to me were, one, a lot of countertops have seating space. What does that look like? How do you prepare for that? What kind of seating? And two, when you measure out a sink, you got to measure out you measure out a counter, you got to measure out a sink.
Sure.
Put in the countertop.
Sure, sure. Oh, okay. So let's just address the first one, and let's do countertop seating. We didn't talk about countertop seating, I think, with anybody with butcher block or anything, did we?
There was some concrete with you.
Oh, okay. We talked about it a little bit. Now, with your butcher block countertops, do you have any stools?
I actually don't.
Okay.
Which, after the concrete, I thought, well, my butcher block pulls out. So if you have maybe an island, or maybe you put a certain piece of slab of concrete on wheels, there's always that option. Okay, so when we're talking about the options, there are several places that you can go for any type of countertop seating. You can go to Walmart. They actually have some really good things, and you can get them online if you don't like what your actual store has. Target had some really great places. I know we went there. I think we went to At Home. And I tried Target, Marshalls, and you couldn't always get 4, which was my big thing. Right. I wanted 4. And what I did not know, and we'll talk about this later on, is how many variations there were to heights. Now, as you can see, Hannah and I are 2 different heights, okay? But that shouldn't matter. Now, it's not like we're the Supreme Court Justice where everybody's at the same height, so everybody's chairs are different, You get one height of chair, and then as people are sitting on the countertop, they're either too high or too low. But I do believe we had the Goldilocks of countertop seating, because depending on what type of countertop island, or however you designed it, if it's a drop down or if it's straight, or if you go up and do bar stool, there are 4 different types of bar stool. 3 main ones, but some I've seen in some articles a 4th one. And if it's fixed, like if it's too low, it's like your elbows are up here. Yeah. You're too low. And I thought with ours, because it was a little bit higher than countertop, that I'd just be able to use a kitchen table chair. And you can't. You can't. So we found, and what I also found was bar stools. How much do you think bar stools cost? Like a chair. Burlington, Walmart, wherever. Like, just take a guess. I didn't know this. 50 or 60 for some reason is my first guess.
For each?
Yes. It's more for each?
It can be as high, and I've seen it in magazines, as like $100 and $200. Which, you see her reaction? I didn't want to spend that much. I was like, that's $400. Well, I even saw some that were like $150 that I loved. I mean, they were beautiful, and the more ornate and the more padded they were, the higher the price.
Cushy is cash.
It is true. A Gucci needs a Gucci. So, my big thing was, again, we talked about DIY isn't always about being cheap. It's about customizing. But when it came to bar stools, I was like, I guess I'm cheap, because I did not want to spend $200 and $300, and whatever. I mean, obviously, you can price a chair for as much as you want to spend. But what I found was that I went with wood. Because then I could control the height. So if it was a little too high, then I cut the bottoms off and made it the height that I wanted, which I thought was like, didn't think about that.
It doesn't have to be complicated to make it custom either.
Exactly.
Those small ideas.
And it's padded, which I liked. I really wanted padded, and I really wanted a back to my seat. I didn't want just, a normal director chair, bar stool that you would see in like Chicago. I was thinking of that. Your $20, $30 wooden chair. Like I wanted a little bit more substantial. I wanted it back because I didn't want my kids to fall off of it. So that was like,
you know, me.
Or Hannah to fall off of it. Who wants that to happen during your party? Somebody just drops off. And again, I have a cushion. But, and then another thing that when I was talking to one of our readers, they talked about was, you know, it would say between 24 and 26 inches. Okay, what do you think, how do you get 2 inches out of a chair? Think about that. It's like a little riddle me that.
They're adjustable.
How?
That they're countering in the DIY chopping. That's what they're countering.
They weren't, but I like it. No, but some have, you know, kind of like your barber stool where they adjust a little.
Oh.
So there was that little, I don't know, mechanism, lever underneath of it. And then the other one was, okay, ready for this? How old school is this? Swivel. It would swivel up and down. That's what I was like, oh my word. So you got 2 inches. But you know, what happens? What happens when, I don't know if you remember this as a kid. I don't know, anybody over whatever age. But if you swivel a chair up too high, what happens? It either pops off, or what happens when you're sitting on it when it's just to the very top?
Does it snap off?
Yes, or just it's wobbly. You know, so you're sitting on the counter like this. So I was like, well, maybe, I mean, hey, if we're trying to save money and that's something for you and you can swivel it down so it's secure. But all of these things, I was like, I had no idea you had to have like a PhD in chair stool selection. I don't know, but so these are the little things that we want to bring to you. I have a couple articles that I'll actually connect you to at the bottom. They are not the articles that I wrote. When I read them, I thought, these are brilliant. Why should I repeat them? I'm just going to refer you over to there. But make sure you comment below and let us know what you think. And make sure you subscribe. Subscribe to the button. It's somewhere around the picture. We're not sure where it is. But we're going to be bringing to you some questions that you have. So write them into us. Put them on Instagram. We have a Pinterest account.
Anywhere, I'll find it.
Yeah, put it here below in the YouTube. Let us know the questions that you have, because we are here to answer the questions that you're asking in order to make your renovations and your DIY projects for your home and for your decor, your improvements in your decor. We're here to help guide you into the best projects. So stay tuned, as we're going to be talking about the countertop series, and we'll bring that to you right now.